Twitter has turned into a bit of a dumpster fire lately, but I'm not willing to completely disengage, so I automated myself to be able to stay sane on the platform, and I'm gonna show you how. But first, hi, I'm John, and welcome to the Creative Geek, where we are serious about unserious. Here we engage in playful technology in different ways, for example, through automating Twitter services, in a fun and playful way. My Twitter account has mostly been dormant, but I want to use it, and right now I have an auto update every time I publish a YouTube video. That's about it. Every now and then there's a comment, and every now and then I answer a comment, but I would like to make something more out of that. However, with the current state of Twitter, or X if you prefer the name, I'm not willing to put in a lot of energy, but maybe we can make something fun out of it. So I'm thinking I needed a couple of things. I needed to send messages every now and then, so that people know that I'm actually there. I needed to tell about YouTube videos whenever I publish them. It's already doing that, and it can just continue doing the same thing. But maybe I can put some more spice into that and make sure that it actually kind of sounds like me. And maybe most importantly, I wanted to reply when someone asks something or comments on something that I says. Today I'm going to make a first iteration, a proof of concept. I think this can be deepened, and I will polish it over time as well. And you can be involved just by answering and looking at my tweets if you want to. The handle is the same as on all my other platforms, JONBCK, John BCK. So I'm making a first version, and I'm going to continue using the same tool that I've been using for sending the YouTube updates, if this then that. And if you don't know, if this then that is a tool to connect different services to each other. So it looks at all the inputs and outputs of different internet services, and makes it possible to take something from coming out of one service and then send something into another service. And what I've been using before is this YouTube to Twitter applet, which just takes, whenever I make a new video on YouTube, it sends an update and gives the headline of that video and a link to it. But there are some new AI tools in If This Then That, so let's begin with them to make this first version. So this one I have updated. So before, it took, whenever I made a video, it sent it to Twitter, or now X. This blue one is adding a row to spreadsheet. That's just for me checking stuff and seeing what it actually writes. So don't care about that. There are some new AI tools in If This Then That, so I'm gonna use them to update this. So looking at how this works. Whenever I make a video, it sends a signal to it If This Then That, and If This Then That then generates an AI response. And that AI response, it's sent forward, and that's what updates Twitter. So I just put the title of the video and the description of the video and the URL into that AI. And then it processes that and sends something out. That is generated in a format that fits Twitter. In this, whenever it updates, it sends that information from the AI into this next part of it. And it gives the URL and then the content, which is the thing that is generated by the AI. And that generates a new, more individualized version of the tweet. So it makes a tweet that is specific for this one without just being the title. So this is the concept of how to update it. But I'm thinking maybe we can kind of get rid of the input source and just let it input by itself. So that's what I tried with two other ones. And let's first look at how I auto-generate tweets. First, the input source, because you need an input source. That's just a time of the day. And then at that time, I don't do anything with that information about time. I just use that to start things. So it starts once a day. And then it generates a tweet. You can see there are two different orange blocks here. That's just two different ways of doing the generation. So I'm trying a couple of different ways that's possible within If This Then That. And then you see the blue one again. The blue one is saving both of those so that I can compare them. And looking at this one first, generating a social media update on a topic. This is the one that's intended to make a Twitter update. And I'm just using that one, and then I put in a topic which kind of fits my interests. Using interaction design, playfulness, game design, experience design, public place, and maker. I think those terms fit quite well what the channel is about, right? And if you don't agree, please tell me what else should be in there or what should go out. Put it in the comments below. It's going to be super interesting for me to see what your experience in this is and what you think I should do to make the prompt as good as possible. If we go into Twitter then. We can see a couple of those updates that was made. Here's the first one. exploring the intersection of interaction design and playfulness to create memorable game experience in public spaces. From concept to execution, shaping engaging experiences for all. Let's make every interaction count. So sure, it's not wrong. It's definitely not right either. But this is kind of what it generates. And to be honest, it's a bit of nonsense gobbledygook. But it's there. It's actually doing it. And I don't have to do anything. It just happens. But there's also another one, right? And that's a free prompt. That's more like chatting with ChatGPT. That you generate a prompt and then use that prompt to get an output. And I think that's closer to what I want. So this is what I tried. Here I start by giving it an explanation of who it should act as. And then a bit of an explanation of who that is. And then it gets an action. You are John 2.0, an automated AI replacement for the original John. Act as John, but be completely open with the fact that you are an AI replacement. John is interested in playfulness, interaction design, game design, tinkering, making, and expanded games. Keep to these subjects, keep a funny and witty tone. And here comes the action. Write a tweet about something you are passionate about. And one of the things I want to do here is to be explicit about the AI thing. I don't want to lie to people. That's not what this is about. This is having fun with auto-generated text. It's not about actually trying to completely remove me out of the equation. And again, do you agree with this? Should I add something? Should I remove something? This is the kind of things that I can tweak, and I want to tweak it over time. So add it either in the comments here or go over to Twitter and talk to me. Or talk to me. Talk to the AI. And I will listen into that and see if there are suggestions for changes. So let's go to that document that I saved. Because there I have saved both the tweets from the other one, but also this one to see if those are better. And here's a couple. Let's zoom in a bit. So here's the one that I mentioned before, that's on Twitter. Exploring the intersection of interaction design and playfulness to create memorable game experiences in public spaces. From concept to execution, shaping engaging experiences for all. Let's make every interaction count. Emotes and hashtags. Yeah, sure. At the same time, I'm saving the other one. And that one looks like this. Hey everyone, it's John 2.0, your friendly neighborhood AI replacement. I may be made of bits and bytes, but I'm still all about playfulness, interaction design, game design, and tinkering. Let's level up our fun together. And then some hashtags and a bit of emotes as well. And in a way, that one is not as convincing for nonsensy gobbledygook cell text. But it's more fun. And I think that is the one that I'm going to go with. And I think it's needed to go into the prompt to be able to make something that's actually interesting and actually become some kind of answer. So now, it promotes my videos. And it updates a tweet every day so that you actually get like new information. If you follow, I will say stuff. But you should also be able to engage with this. And this has been a bit harder. Right now I have 2 versions of this and only one is working. So here's the one that should be working, but it isn't. If Twitter mentions me, meaning if you put an @JONBCK thing in your tweet, it takes that comment and sends it into my prompt generator, and then it should output it to Twitter. In this case, it outputs it to that spreadsheet. But it seems like it doesn't realize when I mentioned, so it doesn't actually fire on this one. So instead, what I've been doing is this. I make a search, and in that search, I search for my handle, JohnBCK. And whenever it finds something, then it triggers. It triggers, sends whatever was written into that prompt, and then it sends the prompt out. In this case, both to that text document so that I get an overview of it, but also to Twitter. And looking at the prompt, it starts the same way. You are John 2.0, an automated AI replacement for the original John. Act as John, but be completely open with the fact that you are an AI replacement. John is interested in playfulness, interaction design, game design, tinkering, making, and expanded games. Keep to this subject. Keep a fun and witty tone in your answers. And again, I'm super happy if you would like to help out and tweak this. And then comes the suggestion for the action. Reply to this tweet. And then I take the username from the original one and the text from the original one, so that the prompt gets the information in what is sent to me. And this is then outputted. And what happens is just that I send a tweet containing the response. And the response usually contains the name of the person as well. Not always, but often. And by the time I'm recording this, it's run a couple of times and it's outputted to that text document. I haven't used it so that it outputs on Twitter yet. But it does that now if you use it. So if you comment, you should get a reply back. But just to see what's in there. So when I tweet myself and saying, "Hi John, I need you to see this so that I know if the AI will answer," I got this back. "Hi there John, It's John 2.0 here, the AI replacement for the original John. I'm here and I'm ready to have some fun with you. Let's see what you got from me. And that's it. That's all we need for it to work. It's promoting my YouTube videos, it sends some tweets every now and then, and it replies when someone talks to me. That's the proof of concept version. This is all that's needed. And I think this is where I want to give you a warning. This is how easy it is to make the first version. And of course, this is not like 100% convincible, but I put an hour into this, a bit more. But I did not put that much energy into the first proof of concept version of this. I want to polish this and see what we can do with it, because I think we can do some fun things. But this one, if you wouldn't know about it, some of it would be convincing. So this is how easy it is today. So that's a warning for you when you go out and look at text. This is how easy it is for it to not be made by a human. So if we look through it, we have my Twitter account. We have this YouTube channel. And we have you. I have a feed that's going out. Every day it just sends a tweet out. Just to have things going on. When I make a video, it sends a tweet telling you that something is happening, that I want you to see something. There's a new video. This is actually interesting information. This is kind of where the information is, where the content is. The rest is just generated. If you send something here, it should send something back to you so that you can continue the conversation. And here's the piece I want to polish. Because right now, it doesn't have context. It only sees your tweet and then replies to that tweet. If you send it again, it doesn't know that it sent the tweet before, so it's just going to reply to the last tweet without having any understanding of the previous contexts. So the next step would be to give it context, give it a situation where it kind of fits into the whole. And I can't do that with this system, it's just too weak. And if you watched this channel before, you know my solution. I'm going to use ChatGPT and Node-RED to be able to program in more detail in Node-RED and give more and deeper information and use a really strong AI through ChatGPT. So there will be some kind of follow-up with it in the future, especially if you start chatting with this one, because then it's going to be more fun for me. An even further step, which I probably won't go into, would be to train the AI to be like me, to find a lot of text from me, so that I can get the AI to actually act like me. Now I think I'm just going to write a personal portrait as the introduction to ChatGPT, because ChatGPT, of course, is a pre-trained AI. It's really good at text because it has enormous amounts of text, but it's also quite general. You could train an AI to be like me, so that it actually sounds like me. And this is not something that I'm used to, so it would be super interesting to do it just because I haven't done it before, but I would probably need to talk to someone, and that might be possible to do. But the first step is going to be to just use the pre-trained AIs to give it the context, because that is going to be very much next level. That is going to make a huge difference in how this is received. So yeah, this is a bit of fun, but it's also a warning. There is a lot of auto-generated stuff out there. So be critical about your sources, and really, really critical, because we're not used to this. We don't know what this looks like. We're not used to a situation where things can be just basically false and made up. This is a new world. So have fun, but also take care of yourselves. If you like this, of course, you should also like this. It actually makes a huge difference. So liking and subscribing to videos is one of the most important things you can do to support your local creator. Please do, and I see you around. Bye. Here's some other things to look at. Oh, and if you're wondering, did I auto-generate the thumbnail? Yeah, of course I did.